Frank-Walter Steinmeier is looking for the best position, as sound levels are checked for this personal appearance.
Guten Morgen, meine Damen und Herren. Es ist schön, wieder hier bei Ihnen zu sein.
He's launching a book about his childhood, his homeland, his goals. People want to know more about the man who wants to be Germany's next chancellor. They've paid 10 euros to come to the Berliner Ensemble Theater to see him, and 20 euros for his book. For decades, Steinmeier worked behind the scenes in politics before he became foreign minister. He's revealed little about what makes him tick. One question tonight is what his special interest would be if he were elected chancellor.
I'd most like to be involved in education and science policy, but I think now there will be a lot more crisis management. There'll be the question of how we can secure a stable industrial basis for the country, and hopefully then we'll be able to deal closely with other matters in the many years in government that will follow.
Steinmeier is a clever speaker. He's likable and relaxed, but somehow there's no real connection. The applause is reticent, polite. At least many members of the audience want to get the foreign minister's autograph. Friendly and courteous as always, the Social Democrat candidate for chancellor signs copies of his book.
It's strange. It's not something I do every day. But am I a star? The sales figures will decide that.
But not whether he'll be chancellor. After hearing him speak, many say he's distant.
I found it a bit technocratic, a bit dull, and I expected more of him as a person.
People still have questions and hope the book may answer them.
He was fairly general, but I think after I've read the book, I'll know how he'd lead Germany. But not much from this talk.
Michael Spring is a communications consultant. For years, he was a campaign manager for the Conservatives. He has a sharp eye for observing politicians.
Frank-Walter Steinmeier
is the least known, well-known politician. We don't know what his thoughts on domestic policy are, what his vision for Germany in a crisis is. There's a lot we don't know.
At SPD election headquarters, they don't understand the criticism at all.
Frank-Walter Steinmeier stands for a strong, solidarity-based Germany. He's a social democrat through and through, and he knows that you can only achieve economic prosperity if things are just and fair. That's what drives him.
But because the Social Democrats are part of a coalition government with the Conservatives, Steinmeier can't really criticize the government. He has to conform to cabinet discipline. A shouting match with the Conservatives wouldn't go down well in the midst of the global economic crisis. Anyway, Steinmeier is reserved. What moves him? What makes him light up? Where his heart lies? That's hard to fathom, as with Chancellor Angela Merkel. She comes from a rural region in the former East Germany. He comes from a similar place in the West. Communities where people keep their feelings close to their chests.
He's not a real alternative to Chancellor Merkel. Steinmeier is as uncharismatic as she is. Like her, he's a bit dry, a pragmatician. Here, two political models show little difference between them. So the SPD really does face a big challenge.
There is one huge difference between him and Chancellor Merkel. Frank-Walter Steinmeier has basic principles which he fights for which he's prepared to take risks. And he doesn't just stay the safe course as the Chancellor does.
Whether a matter of principle or because the elections are looming, no sooner was German carmaker Opel threatened by the financial crisis than Steinmeier was there. He's fighting to save jobs. The foreign minister turned labor leader also went to VW. At Opel, he explained why he's fighting so hard for jobs in the car industry.
Strong industry and strong production have always spurred on know-how and technology. That's why I'm fighting for jobs in industry in Germany, for the future of this country. That's what it's about. And in this context, Opel is also important.
But somehow here also he doesn't connect with the audience.
He He's a bit bland. There's no real spirit. What he said makes sense, but is it convincing? We'll see what happens.
At the photo shoot, Steinmeier poses with a big black car. Chancellor Merkel's car, the reporters joke. The little red car would suit him better. Steinmeier takes the teasing in stride. The color's okay, he says, but the car looks too small for any overtaking.